Hey, what's up, y'all? It's DJ Kamoflage, and you listen to KAMOPOD, the DJ Kamoflage Podcast. Just want to thank everybody who's been listening to these and supporting my new single Squad, and who's been coming out to the events, and I've been seeing around lately. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. On today's session, we're going to be talking about record pools, which is how professional DJs get their music. I get asked a lot, I would say on a regular basis, like, hey, where do you get your music from? Do you download it the same way I download it? Are you using torrents, this and that? Are you just playing it off Spotify and YouTube, believe it or not? And so, for those of you who maybe wondered that, this will be informative to you. And for those of you that are DJs or are possibly just getting into the industry right now, it might help you with what record pool you might want to go with because they are all a little different depending on what you're trying to do. Some brief history on it, if you want to know something that's pretty cool, is back in the day, and this was probably like, I would say for me, it was like 99, 2000, maybe 2001, 2002. Um, they used to actually give you, 12-inch records, and that's why they've always been called record pools. Now you might hear them called MP3 pools because, we've transitioned over to downloading MP3s. But they were originally called record pools, and that's why they still are. And what you would do, and how I used to do it, I used to be with this one called Earwax Record Pool, and we used to pay about, I think it was about $50 a month, and might have been, yeah, about 50 to, it was about 50 to $75 a month, and they would send you like like maybe about 30 records, 30 to 40 records in a box of just all the new shit that had come out. And it would be like 80%, singles, like all the new singles that had come out, and then maybe like 20% it would be like whole albums. Which was really cool because then you didn't necessarily have to go out buying records all the time. You could have steady inflow of all the new shit coming out, and then on top of that, you're also getting some albums. You're getting stuff that hadn't been released yet. A lot of those actual 12-inch vinyls, you would look at the label on them and it would say like for promo use only, and like the song hadn't come out yet. And what the record company was doing was they were sending out these records to all the DJs and being like, here, play this and see if people like it, type of thing. So back in the day, that's how we used to do it. You used to pay about $50 or so, and they would send you boxes each month, like a box each month of actual 12-inch records in it, so you could throw it on the turntable, play the new songs that come out, and then on top of that, every now and then you would still have to go out to the record shop and grab a couple records that month that maybe you were hoping to get, but you unfortunately didn't, because you never really knew what you were going to get. That was the thing. It's not like you paid them the money and then you said, send me this, send me this, send me this. It didn't work like that. Like, the different record pools back then, like what you would hear is like, oh, I used to be with this record pool, but they would always send me crappy records, so I stopped sending them money, and now I'm with this record pool. So it's like, damn, that concern still existed. Like, well, are they gonna send me dope shit? I don't know what's gonna happen. And here's what it's transitioned to today. Thank God, right? Um, so now what we have is these MP3 record pools, and basically the concept is a little bit the same. You're paying each month, and it gives you the ability to basically download as much music as you want from their website. So now they're putting MP3s onto their website that you can download and then put into your Serato and use to DJ with, and you're paying anywhere between, I would say on average they're around 20 to 30, maybe $35 a month, and there's just thousands of MP3s posted that you can just go on and download. A majority of it is newer shit. That's probably true for most of them, but some of these record pools still have like old records on, like old songs on them that maybe you had, on record back in the day that you're like, oh shit, I remember having that. And some of them still actually take 12-inch vinyls, put them onto a turntable, and use like a turntable with a USB on it, and actually put those vinyls, onto the computer in MP3 form so that you can then download them. Because there's still vinyl records floating out there that had, certain versions of songs on them that were only available on that 12-inch vinyl. Like, it wasn't anything that was ever on a CD, or that maybe the artist didn't put it out, or like that particular version just came out on like this person's mixtape or something, and it's only available on a vinyl, and they'll actually take it and put it on there. So, to kind of what I talked about earlier, sometimes people are like, "Are you just playing Spotify? Are you just playing shit off YouTube and this and that?" And it's like, no, we're not, because you know, as DJs, we can't first of all trust like the stuff that's posted on YouTube. So it'd be scary to sit there and DJ with YouTube shit, because it's bad quality, or it might not be the right song that's posted, even though it says that that's the song. When you're DJing, on Serato, you can't necessarily be running Spotify as well. That's going to be kind of confusing the computer on, okay, are you trying to DJ or are you trying to play Spotify? There is some like crummy DJ systems that are like just for you fucking around when you're having a barbecue at the house. Of you can mix from one Spotify song to another Spotify song, but that's not anything that's supposed to be used like professionally, which is what I'm talking about here, because we do shit professional. um, anyway, so yeah, the one that I'm with right now is BPM Supreme. There's other ones. There's DJ City. There's a lot of other popular ones that like the radio stations use. So if you're like, I wonder where the radio stations are getting their music from. A lot of times you can look it up, and if you want to use theirs, you can. I used to be all about DJ City, and I was always on there downloading MP3s from there. I used to pay about $30 a month for the subscription. But I started to DJ music videos, so I needed to find a record pool that had MP4s and also MP3s. And now I'm with BPM Supreme because they kind of have both. I still love DJ City; it's still the shit. And some DJs have two. Like they'll still keep one and then use another one, because maybe it contains music that the other record pool doesn't have. Um, some of these are geared towards some type of music. Some of them are geared towards all genres. Um, so you can kind of look at the different ones and see which ones you like the best. I like BPM Supreme because I feel like it kind of has every genre on there. It doesn't discriminate about like posting a bunch of hip hop and not too much EDM, or posting all house music but not any like top 40 shit. It seems like they do a good job of just like keeping it pretty average and posting the same of everything, which is really cool. But some people want that, and they'll say, okay, well, which one posts the most hip hop? Because I'm a hip hop DJ and I want the one that posts the most hip hop. I know Beatport is a really popular one as well. Their service is a little bit different because they're posting it and you're downloading and paying per song, almost like how you do on iTunes. And by the way, DJs can DJ, with songs that they've gotten on iTunes as well. So sometimes people are like, "Man, isn't it expensive? You're just downloading all your songs on iTunes and then playing them." And it's like, no, I'm not downloading all my songs on iTunes, but like, yeah, the songs that I do have on my computer from iTunes, I can go ahead and play while I'm DJing. But everything 99% is coming from the MP3 record pool, or we could just call record pool for simplicity, that I'm getting it from. Um, I know Funkmaster Flex has his own record pool out there as well, and there's some really acclaimed DJs that run record pools. There's also just record companies themselves that are just putting the record pools up so that they can get DJs to be playing all the newer stuff and all the newest artists and get their stuff pushed that way. Other record pools are really cool because they're open to having new artists and DJs like submit music to be posted. So let's say you make a remix of a song, you can then go to that record pool and say, "Hey, I made a remix of the song. Would you mind posting it so that maybe other DJs can download it as well, and I don't have a problem with them playing it in the club, or putting it on their mix so that I can get some more recognition." And that type of stuff's really cool. So a lot of them end up kind of being a community in that sense. Um, I know, like for example, with Beatport, it's really big in like the EDM and house world, which is really cool. And a lot of those artists post to that because it's kind of like the authority when it comes, to that type of music. And so some of them will have their own kind of like niches and where they kind of sit within the realm of the music that you're trying to do. But really, the main question that a lot of people ask is like, well, why would you even pay to download the music if you can just download music for free? I do that. People say, oh, I do that all day. Why don't you just download it for free? Why are you paying a monthly subscription to download MP3s? And really, I guess the answer would be like convenience, because one is like the MP3s that they post or the MP4s that they post, the music that they're posting, I should say, on these record pools is all going to be like high quality. It's all going to be of the same quality. And so it's going to be really consistent. So the convenience factor there is you're not going to have to sit there and try to find like the best version of each song. Also, on top of that, like each song is like clearly labeled. I know like sometimes when we download songs, it'll be like, the artist name first and then the song name. Other times it'll be like the song name first and then the artist name. Um, Other times, there'll be typos in the title, or you're downloading it from Germany, so it has like a German word in the title that you're like, what the hell is that? So all that gets deleted. You have the song title there, you have the artist name there. A lot of times it's giving you what the BPM of the song is, the length of the song, and some of these record pools, when you download the song and then you put it into your Serato, you'll see that it's already been like, they'll put cue points in there for you, or they'll like mark points in the song where it might be really cool to like do a loop, or take a drum right there or something like that. So that's really cool. Some of them will be run by DJs, and they'll be like, oh, okay, this is probably what the DJ wants done right here and this and that, and we'll kind of do like different cues within the song for you. So that's also really convenient, because then you're not going to have to sit there and do that yourself. Obviously, there might be that 1% chance, in every situation here and there, that you're going to just not be able to find a song that you want, and you may just have to revert back to old tactics of just finding another way to download it. But first of all, most of these record pools, if you're with a good one, a professional one, they're pretty much going to have everything that you need, and probably several versions of it and remixes of it and stuff like that. The other thing too is, if they don't, a lot of them are open to you contacting them, whether it's through email or like posting to a forum or something like that, about requesting and saying, hey, I've been getting a lot of requests for this song, and it just seems like you guys don't have it posted here. Is there any way you guys could get it and get it uploaded? I've done that a few times with BPM Supreme, and they were like, yeah, sorry about that. It's available now. Go ahead and download it. So that type of thing is really cool as well. And again, that kind of goes back to that like community aspect that I was talking about earlier. And so that's also really convenient as well, because basically most of the time you're not going to have to sit there and try to find all this stuff. And then after you download it, you're going to have to sit there and rename it and get it, the way you want it. Then you're going to have to sit there, and for some of them, you're going to have to, put cue points where you want it. And so basically this is just saving a lot of time. And, for the little bit of expense of maybe 20 to, like I said earlier, about 30, maybe $35 a month, it's pretty worth it. It's not like you're sitting there busting in the bank to be with these record pools, and it's going to be better, more and more cost effective to just sit there and download the songs. If some of you do it that way, more power to you. But I hear a lot of times from people like, hey, I just started DJing and I'm downloading all my songs right now from just torrents and different sites, and like snatching them off of YouTube and stuff, but I want to find something better. But some people don't, and some people just keep doing it that way as well. More power to you. If that works for you, go for it. But the thing is, back in the day, like I was talking about earlier, when we were getting these songs on vinyl, when you got a song as a single on vinyl, you can come over and take a look at my vinyl if you want, or just go grab a vinyl for yourself. On a single, there's normally like a radio version of the song, there's normally an album version of the song, and then they'll give you like an instrumental version of the song as well. Sometimes they'll even give you an a cappella, so that you can make like a remix of the song. And so a lot of times, if you're just downloading songs off of like torrents or getting them off YouTube and stuff like that, you're not going to find those versions of the songs a lot of times. And on these MP3 record pools, you're still getting them. 90 to 95% of the songs that are posted, they're giving you a clean version of the song in case you're like a DJ on the radio. They're giving you a dirty version of the song if you're just going to be like, just playing it, whatever. And then they'll give you like the instrumental of the song. They'll give you the acapella of the song. Like I said, they're obviously going to post like a bunch of remixes of that song, especially the most popular ones, or ones that maybe other DJs in your community have made. And a lot of times as well, what they'll do is they'll kind of put like an intro to the songs as well, like just like a 16 bar instrumental intro or like a 12 bar instrumental intro to make the songs like easier to mix. And sometimes they'll even add like a same thing, 12 or 16 bar outro to make it easier to mix into the next song. So that type of stuff is really cool, and that would be kind of like a manhunt for you to go out there and find. So really, just having the record pool and having that option to just have that all there in front of you at once, it's just much easier. And honestly, in my opinion, that's the best way to go. Some people aren't using Serato. They're not using laptops when they DJ. They're just still using vinyl. To those guys, if the record pools are still around, I imagine that's what they're using. Otherwise, there's still record stores open. I know Tower Records is gone over here in America, but Amoeba's still around. There's still those mom and pop shops everywhere that still sell 12-inch vinyls, and those guys can still get that stuff from there. On top of that, 12-inch vinyls never die, so you can always get them on eBay. You can always get them online. You can always get them at garage sales. You can get them at the Goodwill. So that type of stuff is obviously still available. But just the way that the DJ and music industry in general is moving now, and everybody's downloading and then DJing on their computer, a record pool, MP3 record pool online, best way to do it right there. In my opinion, I think the DJs that are listening agree with me. The people who aren't DJs that just listen to the KAMOPODs because you're awesome as well, are like, cool, that's where DJs get their music from. So in those situations where, people are like, hey, can you play this song for me? It's on YouTube. It's like, yeah, it doesn't work that way. I'm not DJing off YouTube. Or, hey, this song is on Spotify. Could you play it for me while you're DJing right now? I'm not DJing off Spotify. Most of the time, if that's the case, it's a popular song. Yeah, I have it. I've already downloaded it because I understand it's a popular song as well, because that's kind of my job. Well, I hope that was informative for you guys. If you guys have any other questions, or you're like, hey, I feel like you didn't cover this, what's up with that? Obviously, you can always hit me up, djkamoflage.com. This is going to be posted to YouTube as well, so you could always just, put it down there in the comments. Send me a tweet or comment on Instagram. Everything's at DJ Kamoflage, at DJ KAMOFLAGE. So you can always holler at me that way. If you guys think this sucks, let me know, and I'll tell you suck too. If you think this is dope, let me know, and I'll tell you that you're dope too. And so that way we can just keep this shit going. And, I got a lot of other things coming right now. I'm going to be hitting you guys with a couple new mixes right off the bat here. And then we're going to have another single coming out pretty soon. And there's just a lot more shows and a lot more things going on. As of right now, I should be back out in Vegas pretty soon here if you guys want to come see me there. And I'll be back in Hollywood real soon as well. I love you guys very much. There's been another session of KAMOPOD, the DJ Kamoflage Podcast.